poll. So you've probably heard we don't know the results. But I did not want to let another minute go by without thanking all of you. We know there's delays, but we know one thing. We are punching above our weight. My heart is full tonight. One, because I have my great chair here. Thank you, Andy McGuire. Two, because I have this fantastic staff that has stood with us all the time. And three, because my husband and daughter are here with me tonight. And I want to thank them. I want to thank our tireless field organizers, the unstoppable volunteers who would never give up. And we are feeling so good tonight. And I cannot wait. Somehow, some way, I'm going to get on a plane tonight to New Hampshire. And we are bringing this ticket to New Hampshire. So even in a crowded field of candidates, even during the well-earned impeachment hearing of Donald J. Trump, which kept me bolted to my Senate desk for the last 2 weeks, we kept fighting. And you kept fighting for me. We have started in a blizzard, and a lot of people didn't predict I'd finish that speech. That's what they were like, how could she do it? Then in the summer, they kept saying, is she going to make it through the summer? And then debate after debate after debate. And all I can say is we are here and we are strong. And with that same grit that got us through that blizzard, we are now ready to head to New Hampshire. And my friends here in Iowa, you know we have beaten the odds every step of the way. We have done it on the merits, we have done it with ideas, and we have done it with hard work. Because, thank you. We know in our hearts that in a democracy, it is not about the loudest voice or the biggest bank account. It is about the best idea, and it is about the person that can turn those ideas into action. We know that our party can't win big by trying to outdivide the divider-in-chief. We know that we win by bringing people with us instead of shutting them out. Donald Trump's worst nightmare is that the people in the middle, the people who have had enough of the name-calling and the mudslinging, have a candidate to vote for in November. Donald Trump's worst nightmare is that our fired-up Democrats will march to victory alongside a big coalition of independents and moderate Republicans that see this election just as we do. That this election is, yes, an economic check, but it also is a patriotic check. It is a decency check. It is the simple idea, it's a simple idea that the heart of America is so much bigger than the heart of this guy in the White House. Our country cannot take another 4 years of Donald Trump. Our collective sense of decency can't take another 4 years. The rule of law can't withstand another 4 years of a president that thinks he's above it. Our democracy cannot tolerate another 4 years of a president who wants to bulldoze right through it. The American dream cannot take another 4 years of a president who thinks he can choose who gets it. His playbook is not hard to understand. It is really 3 words: divide and demoralize. Well, I have a playbook that's 3 words: unite and lead. And that is what we need to do. That is how I have passed over 100 bills as the lead Democrat in the United States Senate, in the middle of that gridlock. And that is how I have won elections in the reddest of red congressional districts, in the bluest of blue congressional districts. The president, though, he might as well have a sign on his desk that says, "The buck stops anywhere but here." Look at what he has done. He blames everyone for our problems. He blames everyone, people that shouldn't be blamed. Who does he blame? He blames immigrants, right? He blames Barack Obama. He blames the Fed chair that he nominated, the energy secretary that he appointed, the generals that he commands, and yes, the King of Denmark. He even recently blamed Justin Trudeau for cutting him out of the Canadian version of Home Alone 2. Who does that? Who does that? So let me tell you what I will do. When I am behind that desk, I will take responsibility instead of passing it on. I will reach across the aisle and work with Americans in good faith. Instead of picking fights, I'll bring this country together instead of pushing it apart. Some of you may know that old story about Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And it was a story about how after he died, they put his body on a train and it worked its way to Washington, D.C. And there's a story of a reporter who came upon a man who was crying by the side of those tracks. And the man had his hat on his chest and he was sobbing. And the reporter looked at him and said, "Sir, do you know President Roosevelt? Did you know him?" And the man says, "No, I didn't know President Roosevelt, but he knew me. He knew me." And what we are missing so much right now in our country is that sense of empathy. We are missing that caring. And I promise you this, I will bring back that sacred trust between the American people and the President of the United States. If you are sick and tired of hearing how great the economy is when you don't feel it, when your paycheck is stretched to the breaking point month after month, I know you and I will fight for you. If you are sick of choosing between paying for daycare for your kids and long-term care for your parents, I know you and I will fight for you. If you're sick of being torn between filling a refrigerator and filling a prescription, I know you and I will fight for you. And if you want a Democratic nominee who can make our tent bigger and our coalition wider and our coattails longer, if you want that, I know you and I will fight for you. And if you are sick and tired of the extremes in our politics and the noise and the nonsense, you have a home with me. So please join our campaign at amyklobuchar.com. Join us because we are going to be here, it looks like, a really long time tonight. And you will have plenty of time to join us at amyklobuchar.com. So let's stay up, let's stay in a good spirit, because you all know what happened out there in those precincts. You know that we have been punching way beyond our weight. You know that despite some limited resources compared to some of those bigger bank accounts, we are way on the board. So let's stay up. Let's stay happy, and let's head to New Hampshire. Thank you, Iowa!